Right now, someone is making a decision for you. Not a government, not an algorithm, not a person you have ever met. Something inside your own mind, operating below the level of conscious awareness, is shaping what you want, what you choose, and who you believe you are. And the most unsettling part, the version of you that thinks it is in control, is the last to know. In 1983, neuroscientist Benjamin Libet made a discovery so disturbing that scientists spent decades trying to disprove it. He found that the brain begins preparing a voluntary movement half a second before the person consciously decides to move. The decision happens, then you become aware of it and experience it as a choice. But that was just the beginning. In the decades since, neuroscience and behavioral economics have built an overwhelming body of evidence pointing to the same conclusion, that most of what we call decision-making is not deliberate or rational. It is the output of hidden systems, running beneath consciousness, shaped by forces we rarely notice. Today, OMNIA pulls back the curtain. And what is behind it will change the way you see every choice you have ever made. The first hidden force shaping your decisions is called priming, and it is operating on you right now. Priming occurs when exposure to one stimulus unconsciously influences your response to a later one. The effect is invisible, automatic, and extraordinarily powerful. In one famous experiment, researchers asked people to walk down a corridor after completing a word puzzle. Some puzzles contained words associated with old age: wrinkled, gray, slow, forgetful. Others did not. The participants exposed to age-related words walked significantly more slowly when leaving. They had been primed, without any awareness, to behave in line with a concept activated in their unconscious mind. The implications are staggering. Every environment you enter, every conversation you have, every piece of content you consume is priming your brain, setting up unconscious associations that will influence your next decision, your next emotion, your next judgment. The advertisements you scroll past without reading, the music playing in a shop, the color of a room, the first word someone says when you walk into a meeting. All of it reaches into your unconscious mind and adjusts the controls, and you have no idea it is happening. The second hidden force is the anchoring effect, and it explains why the first number you hear determines how much you are willing to pay for almost anything. In a landmark study by Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, participants were asked to spin a wheel that landed on either 10 or 65. They knew it was completely random. They were then asked to estimate the percentage of African countries in the United Nations. Those who spun 10 guessed an average of 25%. Those who spun 65 guessed an average of 45%. A completely arbitrary number had dramatically anchored their estimate of an entirely unrelated fact. This is anchoring. The first piece of information your brain receives becomes a reference point against which all subsequent information is measured. And your rational mind, no matter how intelligent, cannot fully escape its gravitational pull. Retailers know this. They show you the original price before the sale. Negotiators know this. They make the first offer deliberately extreme. Your brain is always measuring against an anchor that someone else may have placed there. Every price, every estimate, every judgment you make is being pulled toward a number you encountered first, whether that number was relevant or not. The third force is perhaps the most personal and the most disturbing. It is called the illusion of explanatory depth, and it means that you understand far less about your own beliefs than you think you do. Psychologist Philip Rosen asked people to rate how well they understood how a zipper works. Most gave moderate to high ratings. He then asked them to write a detailed explanation of the mechanism. Almost everyone found they could not do it. Their confidence collapsed instantly. They had confused familiarity with understanding, without any idea they had done so. Now apply this to everything you believe: your political views, your life choices, your values, your sense of who you are. Research consistently shows that when people are asked to explain the detailed mechanisms behind their own strongly held beliefs, most cannot. And exposure to this fact significantly moderates their confidence and sometimes changes their position entirely. You are not who you think you are. The story you tell yourself about why you made your decisions is constructed after the fact, to make sense of choices your unconscious had already made. The narrator of your life is not the author. The fourth force operates at the deepest level of all, and understanding it may be the most liberating thing you ever do. It is called cognitive reframing. And unlike the three forces before it, this is one you can learn to use consciously and deliberately. Every decision you make is made within a frame, a context, a reference point, a way of presenting the options. And the frame determines the choice, often more powerfully than the options themselves. In a classic study, doctors were presented with two descriptions of the same medical treatment. One said the treatment had a 90% survival rate. The other said it had a 10% mortality rate. Statistically identical. But doctors recommended the treatment far more often when it was framed as survival than when it was framed as mortality. The frame is not neutral. The frame is the message. Once you understand this, something important becomes available to you. You cannot escape framing. No one can. But you can begin to notice the frames that others use to shape your decisions. You can ask, how else could this situation be described? What would I choose if the options were presented differently? This is the beginning of something rare, a decision made with open eyes. You are not as free as you feel, but awareness changes everything. The moment you know that priming shapes your preferences, you can pause. The moment you recognize an anchor, you can question it. The moment you try to explain your beliefs and find you cannot, you can hold them more lightly. Your mind may be a puppet, but knowing the strings exist is the first step toward choosing which ones to follow. Which of these four forces surprised you most? Priming, anchoring, the illusion of explanatory depth, or cognitive reframing? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one, and your answer might surprise you more than you expect. If this video changed how you see your own decisions, hit the like button. Subscribe to OMNIA, because next time we go even deeper. Welcome to OMNIA.